One bottle, one deception, and one shocking truth. After a long and exhausting day, opening the fridge, taking out that cold beer, the same old, familiar brand, the one you've trusted for years. One sip, a feeling of relief. But what if I told you that bottle doesn't contain just alcohol? What if I told you it hides chemicals inside that are legally banned in many countries? Toxic substances that slowly accumulate in your body, and you don't even realize it. Today, we're going to uncover a truth the beer industry will never tell you. Today, we will expose 8 popular beer brands that, in the name of taste, tradition, and quality, are selling nothing but marketing. And in the end, we'll also reveal a few brands that are actually made with honesty. Take a deep breath, because the story begins now. Number 8, Corona Extra. There was a time when Corona was just an ordinary Mexican beer. No special identity, no big buzz. Then came the 1980s. A clever, but ruthless, marketing plan was created. Corona was no longer sold as beer. It was sold as a vacation dream. White sand, blue ocean, sunshine, relaxation, and in your hand, a clear bottle with a lime stuck in the neck. The message was clear. This isn't beer. This is freedom. Marketing worked its magic. Corona became the best-selling imported beer in the United States. But that same beautiful clear bottle was hiding a dangerous secret. Sun clear bottle. Beauty or destruction. Beer hates light, especially sunlight and fluorescent lights. When light hits beer, a chemical reaction occurs, known by experts as skunking. In this process, the hops break down and produce the same foul smell released by a skunk. That's why quality beer is always stored in brown bottles. But Corona, a clear bottle, meaning from the factory to the store shelf. The beer keeps getting damaged every moment. And you drink it thinking it's refreshing. Skull and crossbones, the real problem starts here. Independent laboratory tests revealed something even more explosive. Corona Extra was found to contain glyphosate, the same chemical used in weed killer Roundup. According to a 2019 report, Corona contained 3.9 parts per billion of glyphosate. The company says it's within safe limits. But the World Health Organization says it is potentially cancer-causing. And the most dangerous part? This information is written nowhere on the bottle, meaning the person buying Corona for a weekend party has no idea they're drinking traces of weed killer. The lime truth no one tells you. Do you know why the tradition of adding lime to Corona began? It wasn't fashion. It was necessity. The lime was meant to mask the bad smell, keep flies away. Marketing turned a flaw into a brand identity. Try drinking Corona without lime. Pay close attention. A strange odor, a slight sulfur-like taste, watery beer, and in the end, a chemical afterfeel. This is the truth that lime hides in every sip. A beach dream was sold, but inside the bottle was spoiled beer and toxic chemicals. And this is only the beginning. Number 7, Bud Light, the biggest deception in the name of tradition. In America, if there's one beer name that echoes through homes, stadiums, and parties, it's Bud Light, the blue can, the bland taste, and one claim, this is an American tradition. People buy it because their parents and grandparents drank it, because it's cheap, and because it seems safe. But the truth hidden inside Bud Light is something the company will never show in its ads. Silence on the label, GMO inside. Independent investigations revealed a shocking fact. Bud Light uses GMO corn syrup, and it is never mentioned anywhere on the bottle or can. To grow GMO corn, large amounts of glyphosate are sprayed, and its residues eventually end up in the beer. The same research found that Bud Light contained 9.2 parts per billion of glyphosate. That means more than Corona, and with zero warning. So when someone buys a case and says, it's just a light beer, They're actually drinking toxic chemicals. Antifreeze chemical? Yes. Here's where the story gets even stranger. Bud Light contains propylene glycol, the same chemical used in antifreeze, aircraft de-icing fluids, although the US FDA calls it safe in small amounts. In Germany, its use in beer is completely banned. The question is simple. If it's so safe, why isn't it allowed in the world's strictest beer traditions? Fish bladders? You'd never know. To make Bud Light look crystal clear. Another bizarre ingredient is used. Isinglass, made from fish bladders, meaning vegetarians, vegans, are unknowingly consuming animal-derived products. And the label? Completely silent. Why is the flavor missing? Bud Light uses rice in its brewing process, which is much cheaper than barley. The result? A light beer, watery taste, no character. Take a sip, almost no flavor, slight metallic aftertaste. Artificial, sharp carbonation. This isn't beer. It's alcohol mixed with water. Balance scale lawsuits and false claims. Bud Light has faced multiple lawsuits for calling itself handcrafted, misleading advertising about corn syrup. Marketing says one thing, reality says another. Claims of being the king of beers, but in reality, GMO grains and chemicals. And the saddest part? People still buy it, thinking they're buying tradition. Number 6, Miller Lite. Low calories, low truth. When Miller Lite was introduced in 1975, its slogan was simple and attractive. Great taste, less filling. This beer was for people who saw themselves as fit, active, and health conscious. The message was clear. You can drink beer and still stay healthy. But this healthy image was miles away from reality. Same story as Bud Light, one step further. Investigations revealed that Miller Lite also uses GMO corn syrup, just like Bud Light. But Miller Lite took one extra shortcut. Not real hops, hop extract. Real hops are expensive, carefully handled, responsible for flavor and aroma. Miller Lite replaced them with hop extract. It's cheaper, easier to use, but natural antibacterial benefits are lost. Real flavor disappears. The soul of the beer is removed. MSG in beer? Yes. Here's where it gets truly shocking. Miller Lite contains MSG, monosodium glutamate, the same flavor enhancer that causes many people headaches, nausea, allergic reactions. MSG in beer sends a clear message. The flavor is no longer natural. How were the calories reduced? Miller Lite's low-calorie claims are technically true, but the reality is real ingredients were reduced. The beer was diluted with water. Cheap chemicals were added. In short, low calories equals less beer. The taste tells the truth. Take a sip and pay attention. Slight artificial sweetness. Harsh, one-dimensional bitterness. A strange MSG-like aftertaste. This isn't flavor. It's compromise. Why aren't the ingredients disclosed? Whenever Miller Coors faces questions, they give the same answer. The law does not require us to list ingredients, which means we could tell you, but we choose not to. Claims of being full of flavor, reality filled with MSG and extracts. Miller Lite is truly light, especially when it comes to honesty. Number 5, Stella Artois, European elegance or an expensive illusion. A beautiful chalice glass, golden-colored beer, and a refined claim. This isn't beer, it's European culture. In the United States, Stella Artois has become the choice of people who see themselves as a little class above regular beer drinkers. The message is clear. Belgian tradition, centuries-old craftsmanship. But now, hear the truth. Reality, it's just Bud Light's brother. Stella Artois is actually owned by AB InBev, the same corporate giant. That makes Bud Light. And guess what? It's brewed in the same industrial factories, using the same machines, the same methods, and the same low-quality shortcuts. The only difference? price and storytelling. Belgian tradition with corn and rice. Real Belgian beer uses. Barley malt only. Natural yeast. No cheap fillers. Stella Artois, on the other hand, uses corn, rice. Why? Because they're cheap. And increased profit margins. This isn't tradition. It's cost-cutting. The chalice glass. Flavor or drama? Stella insists it must be drunk from a special chalice glass. The truth? It's just a psychological trick. Changing the glass doesn't change the ingredients. An expensive glass doesn't turn cheap beer into a premium one. Another deception. 2 different formulas. Here's where it gets more serious. The Stella sold in Belgium is different from the Stella sold in the U.S. The American version has more water, cheaper ingredients, a formula tailored to mass market taste, meaning you pay the price of Belgian beer and drink American mass-produced beer. The taste test speaks for itself. Take a sip, slight metallic note, rough bitterness, no depth. Compare it to a real Belgian beer, and the difference is immediate. Stella tastes exactly like what it is. Industrial beer wrapped in a refined story. Belgian heritage was sold. Industrial beer was delivered at a premium price. Number 4. Michelob Ultra, a healthy lifestyle or a big deception. Today, if you watch marathons, triathlons, golf tournaments, fitness influencer videos, one name keeps appearing again and again. Michelob Ultra. The message is crystal clear. You can drink beer and still be healthy. But this message is the beer industry's most successful deception. Reality, it's just Bud Light again. Michelob Ultra is also owned by Anheuser-Busch, the same company. That makes Bud Light. It's brewed in the same factories, but with one key difference. Here, the beer is diluted even further. 95 calories, but at what cost? Michelob Ultra proudly claims only 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. But to reach those numbers, very little real barley, more rice and corn, beer thinned down with water. In short, low calories equals less beer. GMO corn and corn syrup. According to research, Michelob Ultra also contains GMO corn, corn syrup. Real ingredients were removed and replaced with cheap substitutes. How was artificial flavor preserved? When beer is almost water, how do you keep any flavor? The answer, artificial sweeteners and additives. These are things that offer no health benefit, never appear in the ads. The taste tells everything. Take a sip. Flavor is almost non-existent. Body feels like plain water. Slight artificial sweetness at the finish. This isn't beer. It's beer-flavored water. Male sign marketing fitness. Selling water. Michelob Ultra sponsors fitness events. Partners with health influencers. Sells an active lifestyle. But the truth is simple. Low calories do not equal healthy. Fitness was marketed. Water was bottled and sold. Number 3. Heineken, quality or an old illusion. For more than 150 years, Heineken stood for refinement, European class, expensive but premium beer, the green bottle, the red star, and the feeling. This isn't ordinary beer. But the truth is, that very green bottle is Heineken's biggest weakness. Green bottle equals ruined flavor. Just like Corona, Heineken's green bottle doesn't block light. The result? Every Heineken is, to some extent, light-struck, skunked. The company says, this is our signature taste. The reality? It's a quality control failure. That marketing rebranded as unique. Skull and Crossbones glyphosate is here too. According to a 2019 study, Heineken was found to contain 3.5 parts per billion of glyphosate, meaning claims of European quality, but the same toxic chemical inside. American market, cheaper standards. European consumers don't accept GMO ingredients. But for the U.S. market, Heineken uses GMO corn, lowers quality, keeps the same price. In short, same brand, different contents. No longer tradition, it's a factory. What was once a traditional Amsterdam brewery is now a global industrial network. The Heineken sold in the U.S. is often not even brewed in the Netherlands. Local, cheaper ingredients and mass production take over. The taste tells the truth. Take a sip. That familiar skunky note. Slight chemical character. Thin body. For a premium beer, this flavor is disappointing. European quality was sold. Light damage industrial beer was delivered. Number 2, natural light. Natural in name, toxic in reality. Natural light, or as everyone calls it, natty light. College parties, cheap packs, and marketing with a sarcastic grin. We're not the best, we're just cheap. People think, at least this brand is honest. But the truth? This is one of the most hidden deceptions of all. What's actually natural about it? Simple answer. Nothing. The word natural in natural light exists only for advertising. This beer is made with heavy industrial processes, GMO corn, corn syrup, chemical additives, everything except anything natural. Skull and crossbones, the highest glyphosate levels. Investigations revealed a dangerous truth. Natural light was found to contain around 11 parts per billion of glyphosate. That's among the highest levels of all tested beers. Meaning, the student chugging Natty Light at a party is actually drinking one of the most toxic beers available. The secret behind the low price. Why is Natural Light so cheap? Because barley is almost completely removed. Rice and GMO corn are added. Hops are nearly non-existent. The result? This isn't beer. It's carbonated alcoholic water. Taste? In name only. Take a sip. Almost no flavor at all. Water-like body. Harsh. Artificial carbonation. Chemical sweetness at the finish. This isn't an experience. It's just cheap intoxication. The most dangerous part. Natural Light specifically targets college students, young people, low-income consumers. The company knows these groups can't afford better alternatives. So the strategy is simple. Make the cheapest product possible and sell it to the most vulnerable consumers. A natural name, the most poison, and the greatest exploitation. Number 1, Newcastle Brown Ale. For decades, Newcastle Brown Ale meant something real. Brewed in Newcastle, England since 1927. A true British brown ale. Rich, smooth, full of character. It felt authentic. It felt honest. It felt traditional. Then everything changed. British name, American reality. In 2010, Heineken moved production of Newcastle Brown Ale out of Newcastle, England. The beer sold in America today is brewed in New York, Pennsylvania, not in Newcastle. That British heritage on the label? Pure fiction. The beer in your glass has never been near England. Recipe changed, so removed. When production moved, the recipe changed too. Traditional English ingredients were replaced with cheaper American alternatives. Industrial brewing shortcuts. The flavor that built the brand's reputation was stripped away and replaced with a weak imitation. Warning: the most concerning ingredient. Testing found that modern Newcastle uses Class 4 caramel coloring to create its dark brown color. This coloring is made using ammonia and can contain 4-MeI, a compound linked to cancer in animal studies. Warning: California's Proposition 65 requires warning labels for products with certain levels of 4-MeI. Yet Newcastle is sold without warnings and without disclosure. Traditional brown ales get color from roasted malts. Newcastle gets it from chemicals. More hidden problems independent testing also found. Glyphosate residues, GMO corn used as an adjunct, so in one bottle you get pesticide contamination, GMO ingredients, potentially carcinogenic coloring, all marketed as traditional British brewing. Why this is the worst one? Newcastle targets people who are trying to move beyond cheap lagers, looking for tradition and character. Willing to pay more for authenticity, they think they're upgrading. Instead, they're being deceived at every level. The Truth Newcastle Brown Ale is number one not because it's the dirtiest beer, but because it represents the deepest betrayal. A real heritage brand stripped of everything meaningful and sold as authentic at premium prices. Are there any safe beers? Yes, some breweries still care. Safe option number one. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, full ingredient transparency, organic hops, no glyphosate, no artificial additives, real malt. Real hops, real beer. Taste it once, and the difference is obvious. Safe option number two. Samuel Smith's Organic, Alish family owned since 1758, 100% certified organic, no GMOs, no pesticides, no chemical coloring. This is what Newcastle used to be. Pure tradition, pure integrity. Safe option number three. New Belgium Fat Tire, employee-owned, transparent, ingredient reporting, clean testing results, no cheap fillers, same price as premium imports, but actually worth it. Final message the beer industry survives on. Hidden ingredients, legal loopholes, powerful marketing. Your grandfather's beer was made from barley, hops, water, yeast. Many modern beers are made from GMO corn syrup, pesticide-contaminated grains, chemical additives, artificial coloring, same labels. Completely different contents. Final question for you, what's in your fridge right now? If it's Corona, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Stella Artois, Michelob Ultra, Heineken Natural Light,